Incredible show, very well researched with lots of information that could be life-changing for good or for bad. Kamala Harris is literally setting up her next administration to tax the American people to death, to tax corporations to death, which means they'll raise their prices. But Donald Trump says he will actually lower taxes and bring in more money to the federal government, just like he did before. Plus, Trump is about to get one of his biggest endorsements yet. It's not guaranteed, but it is looking very big. And public feelers have been put out. So we'll be going through all of that and much, much more. Thank you for joining me and giving this video a like. It really helps me out. So thank you so much. Kamala Harris has made two things public in the last 24 hours. First, she wants to repeal the Donald Trump tax cuts. Or better said, she wants to let them expire on the American people. Now, the average middle-class family in America saved almost $6,000 a year on taxes because of the Trump tax cuts. That's $6,000 a year or $500 a month you got to keep in your pocket. They want to reverse that. So an already expensive life becomes more expensive. A US dollar that has lost 26% of its buying power and is stretched to the maximum suddenly has to be stretched even further because you would have less money staying with your family if Kamala Harris becomes president. Kamala Harris also announced that she wants to make the capital gains tax 44%, and she wants to tax unrealized gains on the American people. What does that mean, unrealized gains? Let's say that you bought stocks or a house, a rental property, crypto, or some kind of investment for $100,000, and it goes up to $140,000. You owe taxes at 44% on that $40,000 increase, even though you haven't received the gain, realized the gain, touched the money, held the money. What this shows is that a desperate government is willing to bankrupt the American people in order to get more tax dollars that they can abuse and spend poorly or give to illegal immigrants or to foreign nations. These people are sick in the head. So literally, your money goes up. At the end of the year, you owe taxes on it. Now, if that money goes back down, they don't give you that money back. This is called unrealized capital gains tax. And Kamala Harris announced she 100% backs taxing the American people this way. Let me have my friend Vivek Ramaswamy explain this so that you can understand it. Here we go.
Especially in the tech sector, you have people sitting on large, long-standing embedded capital gains. And so for people to understand what this means, it means you have to pay taxes on sales that you have not yet made. And even forget the stock market and think about even everyday Americans across this country. That means that if you're a farmer or if you're a small business owner, you will owe taxes with cash you literally do not have in your pocket to pay those taxes. That is a formula for a second Great Depression. And it is something that's been in the bloodstream of Democratic policy for a long time. Go back to Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders' plans of a wealth tax, even in the 2020 primary. I think this idea is here to stay for the Democrats. That's a big one. I think Tim Walz's selection as vice president says a lot. That's the first real presidential-style decision we've seen Kamala Harris have to make. She went with somebody who at the state level has favored increasing taxes on capital gains. In that case, it was unrealized, but they have talked about unrealized gains and taxing them. And I do worry about that, what that means, not just for the stock market, but for everyday Americans across the country. The stock market,
if there's not 60 votes for that in the Senate, the stock market doesn't have to price it.
Yes, 60 votes, or if you agree. I mean, well,
right.
I respectfully disagree with one aspect of that, because Kamala Harris has been the chief proponent of ending the filibuster to ram through her policy objectives.
Yeah.
And so if she's the president of the United States, and in my view, God forbid, a Democratic Senate to aid her, that could be 51 votes. And could you get to 51 votes on a major change in tax policy like that? I think the answer is absolutely yes. I think that's conceivable. And so for a lot of business leaders across the country, one of the questions they might want to ask is which is going to be the administration that's more friendly to business? Well, we don't know where she stands on tariffs. We don't know where she stands on a lot of other questions. But on tax policy alone, the idea of not just raising tax rates, but raising tax rates and applying taxes on unrealized income, that is a catastrophe of epic proportion.
That is a catastrophe of epic proportion. So if the Trump tax cuts are allowed to expire under Kamala Harris, you're going to be paying $6,000 to $8,000 more a year, over $500 more a year to a corrupt, bankrupt government. On top of that, if they're able to pass this unrealized capital gains tax at 44%, you will be paying money on any growth that you have. Even if you don't touch the money or sell the asset, you will owe the federal government more money. Now, socialism only works until you run out of somebody else's money. That is how it works. Now, I want you to let me know over in the comments, were you better off financially under Donald Trump? Or do you think you would be better off under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? I want you to type T if you were better off financially under Trump. And I want you to type K if you think you'll be better off under Kamala Harris. I can tell you, I would do better financially, tax-wise, under Donald Trump. And I do not want these tax cuts to be removed because it will make life more expensive for all of my family and friends. This capital gains, there's years that I lose, there's years I break even, there's years that I grow. If I grow and they take that money from me before I've even touched it, that seems illegal to me. That seems criminal to me. But let me know your thoughts. Now, listen to this. Donald Trump might possibly be getting one of his biggest endorsements yet. Nicole Shanahan, the running mate of presidential candidate RFK Jr., has publicly discussed two significant strategic options for their presidential campaign. The first involves continuing as an independent campaign with the potential to form a new political party, which could split votes and possibly lead to a Kamala Harris election. Now, the second, a more widely discussed option, is to drop out of the presidential race and publicly endorse Donald J. Trump, aiming to consolidate votes against Kamala Harris. This strategic alignment is considered to prevent a Harris presidency. And Shanahan believes their campaign might draw more votes from Trump than from Harris. And they do not want Harris to be president because her policies are so expensive, disastrous, and deadly. Now, this development has sparked considerable discussion online, but let me roll the tape so that you can hear it for yourself so you don't think it's just Stephen Gardner.
You know, there's two options that we're looking at, and one is staying in, forming that new party, but we run the risk of a Kamala Harris and Waltz presidency because we draw votes from Trump, or we draw somehow more votes from Trump, or we walk away right now and join forces with Donald Trump, and you know, we walk away from that and we explain to our base why we're making this decision.
All right. Let me know what you think. Would you like to see Donald Trump bring RFK Jr. and Nicole Shanahan onto their cabinet? Think of him going after Big Pharma. Think of him going after the FBI, after the CIA, after all the pollutants that are going into our food, our waterways. I think that he could have a massive impact on the second Trump administration. This is what Charlie Kirk had to say. RFK Jr.'s VP, Nicole Shanahan, says their campaign is considering joining forces with Trump to block a Harris-Waltz administration. RFK endorsing Trump is the natural move. They both are sworn enemies of the CIA, FBI, and the military machine. RFK can help a lot with the FDA and the CDC corruption. It doesn't matter if they disagree on some issues, they agree on the big stuff, the civilization-defining issues. We must defeat Team Blue in November. Now, just today, Donald Trump has acknowledged that he is open to putting RFK Jr. in his cabinet, as the two together could do much good for America. Now, RFK Jr. carries the most risk, however. On the one hand, Donald Trump was best friends with JFK Jr. before he died in a plane crash. On the other hand, RFK will likely be disowned by his family because they have decided to put all of their political family weight behind Kamala Harris. So let me know over in the comments. I see a lot of you typing T as if acknowledging that you are better off under Donald Trump. But I think an RFK Jr. and Donald Trump administration could be massive. Now, Donald Trump would remain the alpha male. He would remain the president. But think about that. Donald J. Trump, J.D. Vance, RFK Jr., a majority in the Senate, a majority in the House. This country could really be turned around for good. It would be really, really amazing. Now, listen, we are living in a realm of tyranny. We have a secret service that has taken down the shooter, not the person, right? Like they took out the shooter. They destroyed this guy's body. They fabricated a case. The ATF is after our guns. The FDA that favors Big Pharma is not helping us with our health. They're helping Big Pharma with profits. Our governmental agencies have been weaponized against the American people. This is why we need an RFK Jr. to help Donald Trump. We have to stick together. We need to back our leaders who literally took a bullet for us. We need to fend off the leftist media with independent outlets that aren't being paid and bought for like we're seeing with the Kamala Harris campaign. We need to stay strong and healthy enough to protect our families. That's why I want to tell you about today's video sponsor. Just like they're trying to take down Trump, they're also trying to take down Big Pharma's star product, NMN. And it's not because of safety and efficacy. It's because the same greedy and evil powers that want to put a puppet president in power and jab us with unnecessary vaccines, they are trying to take away NMN, which is the first ever anti-aging non-prescription drug, simply to put profits in Big Pharma's pocket. Now, why do they want to do this? Because NMN works. NMN is vital for the function of the 37 trillion cells in your body. A study by Harvard claims that NMN can help reduce weight, cholesterol, and even blood pressure in overweight adults. It's the only thing I know that not only slows down, but can reverse aging. I've been taking NMN for 5 months now, and I can honestly say it's been a game changer for my health and my energy. Black Forest is giving my followers a special discount for the next 24 hours, the next 48 hours. You can get one free when you buy 2 bottles. Black Forest is fighting to keep the supplement available to the public. They want to ensure that people have access to NMN. But who knows? There might be a day when this is removed, when Big Pharma literally takes control of this incredible supplement. I'm going to leave a link down below. Again, take advantage of this offer. You can buy 2 bottles and get one free while supplies last. Just go to blackforest.com/Stephen, or you can use this QR code. But again, I'm going to put that link down below. Buy 2, get one free. And I want to thank them for sponsoring our channel and being a fighter for medical freedom. All right, now listen to this. Good news for Donald Trump. After hearing Kamala Harris and Democrats discuss their plan for the future at the DNC in Chicago, the betting markets, poly market, has swung back to Donald Trump being favored as the winner of the president. Now, he is up 51-48 over Kamala Harris. This is incredible. This means that It's not just polling data. These are people that are betting money. They are betting on the fact that Donald Trump is going to beat Kamala Harris in November. Now, keep in mind, Donald Trump knows how to win this election. Kamala Harris, she is focused on being popular, on being well-liked. Donald Trump is singularly focused on getting enough votes to win the Electoral College. This is all he has to do. This is his sole focus. Everything else to Donald Trump is just noise. But he has the policies to back this up with the people, which is why his popularity is growing and Kamala Harris is shrinking. They know that under her, they're going to pay more money in taxes. They know that under her, the United States could be in danger. Think about this. She has no foreign policy experience. She has no military experience, no wartime experience. They announced that she's literally just now being brought up to date on what it means to be the president with 2 or 3 major wars going on. So we have the Russia-Ukraine battle going on. We have China trying to secretly overtake us. They're backing Iran and Russia. We have the Israel-Gaza situation, and now we have Iran threatening to blow up the United States and also also Israel. So again, Trump has experience dealing with these enemies of the United States, and he knows how to stop it. Kamala Harris does not. All right, now I have even more good news to share with you. A judge in Pennsylvania has ruled that ballots without the secrecy envelope cannot be counted and cannot be cured. They are bad ballots and they must be thrown out. On top of this, ballots that come in late, have a bad date, have an old date, or no date also cannot be counted. In addition to all of the new voting laws in Georgia with checking ballots, voter ID, and not certifying a county until an audit has been done, suddenly Donald Trump is favored to win in Pennsylvania and also in the state of Georgia. Think about that. If Donald Trump picks up Georgia and Pennsylvania, game over. He wins the Electoral College. But not only that, he's on track to win in North Carolina and possibly in Virginia, another 14 electoral votes. Plus, with everything that's about to come out in Arizona, as of right now, he is favored to win Arizona. Boom, more electoral votes. So for any of you that are nervous or worried about this honeymoon bump with Kamala Harris, once people find out how expensive life will become under Kamala Harris, they are going to drop her. Once they realize how good things could be under Donald J. Trump, he's only going to get more and more popular. Anyway, I wanted to share this incredible news with you because this is data out just today. Also, Elon Musk has announced that he will accept the accountability position in the Donald Trump administration to make sure the U.S. government is being efficient and honest with taxpayer money and congressional budgets. Elon Musk believes an honest government will print less money, an honest government will spend less money, and an honest government will contribute to less inflation on the middle class and working class, which makes the American dream more obtainable for the masses. So this has been in discussion, and Elon Musk announced on Twitter, I will accept this position and I will help the government become efficient and taxpayer money be used in an honest way. I mean, think about that. Just that accountability alone would be completely different going forward. Right now, they're taxing us into the dirt, but then they don't stop there. They keep adding to the national debt, which is printing more and more money. They're then giving that away to illegals, foreign nations, endless wars. And what happens? Suddenly, you and I cannot afford to live in the United States of America. This is depressing, but we don't need to be depressed. Trump and Elon Musk and J.D. Vance, these guys are going to deliver for the American people. All right, now I debated whether to share this next story with you because it's so disgusting and inexcusable. Here's what's happening. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, a Democrat, made highly controversial remarks during an MSNBC interview, suggesting that a traumatic event like rape and subsequently pregnancy should happen to one of J.D. Vance's family members. Now, this was in response to Vance's views on abortion, particularly involving rape. Governor Beshear's comments interpreted as wishing harm on J.D. Vance's daughters and making him go through what other people have had to go through, which has led to widespread condemnation of this insensitivity and perceived cruelty. Now, various figures and commentators have criticized Governor Beshear, highlighting a deep political and moral divide over abortion. The remarks have sparked significant discussion and outrage, with calls for Beshear to apologize publicly to J.D. Vance. Now, Governor Beshear was contacted to see if he wanted to walk back his comments or apologize. His office said no comment on his previous comment. I mean, this is so gross to me. What a gross human being. It wasn't like he was wishing this heinous crime on J.D. Vance. He was wishing this on J.D. Vance's daughter. This is so gross to me. Like, he wishes that J.D. Vance's daughter would be R-worded. So gross to me. These people are sick in the head. They love abortion so much, they're literally wishing the future vice president's daughter to be R-worded, to be violated. This is so gross to me. All right, now, Vladimir Putin has made waves. He just dropped a bombshell decree inviting people from all across the globe who are fed up with the globalist elite, the neoliberal nightmare, to find sanctuary in traditional Russia. The new decree blows the lid off the establishment agenda, letting freedom-loving folks bypass the usual bureaucratic nonsense like language tests or history exams. If you're ready to reject insane policies of your home country that push these destructive, anti-human, neoliberal, LGBTQ, 2SA plus agenda, then Russia is saying, come to Russia. Now, the Russian government is about to compile a list of countries poisoning minds with these twisted ideals. The foreign ministry is gearing up to issue visas to people who want to escape this spiritual and moral decay. Now, I want to be clear on something. I think that's interesting. For one, I am not moving to Russia. I love the United States of America, and I will fight here in my homeland, right? But I want to be clear about something. I believe that this Russia-Ukraine war is about to get bigger and uglier. The leaders of the NATO alliance are now helping instruct Ukraine on how, when, and where to attack inside of Russia. This is making the Russian people angry. The Russian Federation Army is seeing 30,000 new military volunteers every single month. And people are now actively calling for Vladimir Putin to be more aggressive and to wipe out Ukraine. Every military and CIA guest that I have brought on in the past is saying they believe this war is about to spin out of control, that Vladimir Putin has shown incredible restraint, but he's not going to be able to show that anymore because now the people of Russia are saying, if we are going to be attacked, then it is time to wipe out Ukraine. It is time to hit Kiev, the capital. So anyway, things are getting really, really out of control. And I believe that this war is about to get worse. China says they support it. Iran says they support it. North Korea says they support it. The only one that's been holding back is Vladimir Putin. And now the pressure is on. I don't know that he'll be able to hold back anymore. Pretty crazy. All right, now let me end tonight's broadcast by sharing what people are saying about Kamala Harris at the DNC. Pay attention to this. I could show you a dozen videos like this, but I'm going to show you one from Benny Johnson, who I'm trying to get on my show. But these people literally have no clue why they are voting for Kamala Harris. Let me roll the tape.
Kamala, what do you think? Trump or Kamala Harris?
Oh, God, it's Kamala, definitely.
Yes?
1,000%.
Yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your favorite thing Kamala's done in the last 4 years?
Honestly?
Yeah.
Actually, don't use this.
I'm going to look like a complete moron that doesn't know anything. Never mind. You don't have permission to put my face on camera.
Oh, Kamala.
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, Kamala.
Kamala, why?
Well, she's honestly, I don't know.
Okay,
She
well,
does a lot more.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not super knowledgeable, so I can't really speak too much on it.
Do you know why you're voting for Donald Trump? Let me know in the comments. I could give you 20 reasons right now why I would vote for Donald Trump. And these diehard Kamala Harris Biden fanatics can't even tell you one reason they're voting for Kamala Harris.
Trump sucks ass.
Yeah, pretty much same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trump or Kamala, what do you think? Yeah. Do you know who Tim Walz is?
Who is he?
I'm asking the same question.
This guy's literally selling t-shirts and doesn't know who Tim Walz is.
Right?
I've been doing my research lately.
Yeah.
So I ain't 100% yet, so I can't answer that yet.
Yeah. Trump or Kamala?
Kamala's she's the one.
What's your favorite thing about the last 4 years that Kamala Harris been vice president?
She wasn't the president. If she was the president, then I could comment on that. But she wasn't the president.
She was vice president, though.
Vice president.
So that dude literally thinks that Kamala Harris has been the president. That's why he's voting for her, not that she was the vice president.
Of course. That's a no-brainer.
All right.
She's a woman. She's a woman.
Yes. How's it been selling? Good?
Oh no, we just had a bunch of police that told us to burn our shirts.
How are t-shirt sales? Well, the police told us to burn the shirts, so it's not looking good in Chicago. I could also show you a dozen videos of residents in Chicago saying, please vote for Trump. Our communities are falling apart. The Black community is being taken over by illegal immigrants. None of our tax money is being spent on us. Over and over again, these horrible things. But if they're only voting for Kamala Harris because she's a woman, that's a terrible reason to vote for somebody. Do I want to see a female president of the United States one day? Yes. Yes, I do. I think that's fine. That doesn't bother me at all. Do I want it to be Kamala Harris? No. I believe communist Kamala Harris is dangerous to the United States of America, and I don't think that she would make a very good president. Now I'm reading that she is a closeted alcoholic. This would actually explain why she's so terrible at answering questions if she is drunk at some of these events. It's pretty crazy. All right, let me read some of these super chats. I really appreciate you guys giving me those super chats. Let's see here. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. JFK needs to join MAGA. I think it's a good idea. I agree. I would love to see RFK join the Make America Great movement. We need somebody with that legal knowledge to go after Anthony Fauci, to go after Big Pharma, to go after Pfizer, to go after the FBI and the CIA. I mean, for heaven's sakes, the CIA, they killed the president of the United States, JFK, and then the FBI covered it up. All right, do it for the love of God. RFK has already been kicked out from most, if not all, Dem inner circles. Agreed. He's already lost a lot. Take it to the next level, and let's do this thing. I'm telling you, Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, RFK Jr., these guys could make a massive positive dent in the universe, and I, for one, would love to see that. David Blakely, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's go. Make America great again. Yes, let's do that. Pump your fist if you are not afraid, and Trump will win. Fight, 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 fight. Let's do it. I want to see that as well. Stephen, thank you for all your great info. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's hours and hours of research, deciding among, so much information. What is the best for my community? What's going to give hope? What is good information? Trump winning, the fact that we're being lied to. So much good information coming out. So thank you. Thank you so much for that. That's my show for the evening. Please give this video a like, because it tells YouTube to share it with other people. So please just take 2 seconds, hit that like button. Also hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 1.8 million amazing truth seekers. We're becoming the #1 show in interviews and also in news. So thank you guys so much for all of your support here and over on Rumble. I really, really appreciate it. Please stay amazing. I've got hats coming in. I'm going to be doing a big hat giveaway. These hats, as well as some new hats that no one will be able to purchase. So I'm excited to be able to do that for you guys. I've already got the sponsors lined up to help me cover the cost of that. Hey, I love you guys so much. Stay amazing, and I will see you on the next video.